Okay, so in this tutorial, I'll be implementing JWT based authentication layer in Spring Boot application. So let's first start by creating a simple Spring Boot application. I'll be using IntelliJ for this tutorial. I generally use Spring Initializer to create any new project. I'm going to name the project JWT Spring Security. Select whatever Java version you have. I have 8, so now as for dependencies, we will need Spring Web and Spring Security for now. We are going to add some more dependencies as we go forward. So let's now create the project. Now let's create a controller with a simple REST endpoint which will print some message. I'll name the controller hello controller. This will be a REST controller. Add the annotation. So let's run the application now. So as you can see, Spring Security by default creates a user to authenticate in order to access the API endpoint. So the default user is user and password will be present on your console. So now we will see how can we override this default Spring Security user with our user details. And then next we will see how to implement JWT authentication filter in the Spring Security. So let's start. Now I'll create a security config class where we override Spring Security user details with our custom user details service. Let's name this class web security config, which extends web security configurer adapter. Now I'll have to override configure method to set the value of authentication manager builder. So what we are doing here is we are overriding Spring Security user detail service with our user detail service. Let's name this class my user detail service. Let's auto add this class. Now let's create this user detail service class. Now let's create my user detail service. Which is going to implement user detail service. And contains a method load user by username, which Spring Framework uses to load user with username as a parameter. This user constructor takes three parameters. First one is username. I am going to name it my user. Second parameter is user password, and third parameter is the list of authorities. So I'm not going to use any authority here. So I'll pass empty list. So here I have used Spring Security User, but you could also pass your own user class with a list of users with some extra details apart from username and password. Also, I have hard coded the users here, but you should be retrieve this user from database. Annotate the class with service annotation. Now, whenever Spring Security authenticate the user, it's going to call authentication manager builder to match the user details we enter with the user we are passing through my user detail service. So one more thing, I'll have to annotate this class with enable web security annotation. Now one last thing to do is to add password encoder. I've used no of password encoder because I am not doing any hashing here with my password. So now let's run the application and check it out. So my username was my user and password was PASS. Okay, now that we have added our users to the Spring Security, let's now add JWT filter in the authentication process. For that, we have to add two dependencies in the form.xml. First dependency is JJWT, which is required for encoding and decoding the tokens. And the second one, JAX dependency, is required only if you are using Java 9 or higher versions. Now let's create a util class. So this class contains all the methods required for encoding and decoding the token. I'll first write the code and then walk you through it. So most of the functions here are self-explanatory. Let's look at the important ones. Let's look at the generate token method, which takes in user details and creates a JWT based on these details. And this is going to call create token method, which takes two arguments. First one is the map of claims and second one is the subject for which token is generated. I'm using username as a subject here. Also, I don't have any claims in my user details, so I am going to pass empty map here. But you can add some claims such as user email, user ID, etc., which should be present in your user class. Then this create token method will call JWT builder API, which will set claims, subject, token issue date, and token expiration date. I have set the expiration date for 24 hours here. And then finally the token will be signed with a signature algorithm such as HS256. There are many more other algorithms such as HS512 and many others you could choose from. And then finally I am passing the secret key, which I have set it as JWT secret, but it should be a bit more complex. And then dot compact, which completes the user builder pattern. Then let's look at the isTokenExpired method, which extracts the expiration date from token and matches with the current date. Then finally validate token method, which extracts username from token and checks if the username is same as the user details that is passed. And it also checks that the token is not expired. Now the next thing we need to do is create a API endpoint to authenticate the users, which accepts username and password instead of form-based login we used earlier. And in the response of this API, we will send the JWT if the user is successfully authenticated. Then the user will have to pass this token in request header of the API endpoint, in which JWT authentication is enabled. For example, to access the /hello endpoint here. So let's create the endpoint. But before we create this API, we have to define the classes for request and response. So let's create these classes inside a model package. The request contains two variables, username and password. Add getters and setters for these variables. And I am also going to add constructor, which contains both arguments. As well as the constructor with no argument. Okay, so our request class is done. Now let's create the response class. In the response, we only need to add one variable which is going to store token. Add getter for this variable. And the constructor as well. Okay, so we are done with the request and response classes here. Now let's create the authenticate endpoint. This will be a post method with endpoint/authenticate. And I have created a method named create authentication token, which take in authentication request as a parameter in the body and returns the response entity, which we are going to create out of authentication response. Now we need authentication manager to authenticate the request. For that we have to auto-wire an instance of authentication manager. Then I am going to use this instance to authenticate the token which we are creating out of username and password from authentication request. Uh, this is the standard token Spring uses for authentication, not to be confused with the token we are creating in util class. Then we need to put it inside a try catch block to handle the exception in case authentication fails. Now we need to send JWT in the response, and for creating JWT we need user details from the my user details service we created. Then we will pass these user details to the generate token method we create in the util class. Then finally we return response entity with 200 status and with the JWT in the response header. Now we have one problem here. Since the authentication is enabled, Spring Security will authenticate every request with JWT. But we don't want that for /authenticate endpoint, since we are using this endpoint to generate the token, right? So we need to exclude the authenticate endpoint so that anyone could access it and generate the token with their user details. So what we need to do is go to web security config class and override HTTP security. So what it does is it will permit /authenticate endpoint without authentication, but all other requests need to be authenticated. Also, we need to add authentication manager B into the class. Now let's run the application and check the endpoint. So this is a post request and we need to pass username and password in the body. Now let's hit the API. There you go. We have a JWT in the response. Now let's hit the /hello endpoint. Since we are not using any JWT here, this should throw 403 error. Now let's add the JWT in the header. And it's still not working since we have not implemented JWT for the incoming request yet. So our next step will be to tell Spring Security to intercept all requests apart from /authenticate. Then fetch the token out of the header of this request and validate it before sending the response. So to intercept the requests and to get the header out of it, we have to create a filter. So now let's see how do we create this filter. I'll name the filter JWT request filter. Which is going to extend once per request filter. Since this filter is going to intercept every request just once. So I'll first write the whole code and then explain it. So the method which does the filter is do filter internal, and the argument this method takes are request, response, and a filter chain to pass the request to the next filter in the chain. So what we want this method to do is to check the JWT in the request header and then validate it. If it is a valid JWT, then it will fetch the user details from my user detail service and then save it into the security context. So to do this, we have to auto-wire my user detail service and JWT util. So now the first thing we need to do is to extract the JWT out of the request header. Now if the JWT is not null, we will extract the username from JWT. Then if the username is not null and the security context is not already set, then I'll get the user details of valid users out of my user detail service. And I'm going to validate the token. So this JWT contains the user that we passed in the request header, and the second argument, user details, contains the valid users which we fetch from my user detail service. Now if the JWT is valid, I am going to create username password authentication token, which is the standard token Spring uses to authenticate that we already talked about earlier. Then I am going to set the request details in the token and then set the token in the security context. So these three steps are the default steps of Spring Security, which always occurs. So for example, when we used the form-based login earlier to send username and password, so as soon as we submit the form, these steps runs and the request gets authenticated if we send the correct user details. But now we have applied one filter before these steps. Now these steps will run only if we pass the valid JWT in the request header. And then finally we have to continue the chain and mark the class with component annotation. Now that our filter is ready, the last thing to do is to tell Spring Security to use this filter chain. So for this, we have to go to web security config and tell it to use this filter. Since we don't want sessions here, we will set session policy as stateless. Basically, it will tell Spring Security that we don't want to create any session, since we want each and every request to get authenticated each and every single time. Now here we add our filter and we need to call it before username password authentication filter. Now we have to auto wire this JWT request filter. So now with this we are finally done. So let's run this application. So first I'll have to generate the token. and then use this token to access the other APIs. So let's first try to access the API without using JWT. So it will throw 403 forbidden error as expected. Now let's add JWT. And we get the response. And with this we have successfully implemented the JWT based authentication layer in our APIs. So if you have liked this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll be adding more videos every week from now on topics related to different technology. So thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe.